Alright, Pirates, we're back here at DNA. This time we're going to discuss Fusion World and the recent updates that we've gotten. I have Clay here and Sergio. You've seen them in our previous videos. They have a background of playing Masters, which is Bandai's other Dragon Ball game. Unfortunately. And with Fusion World coming around right now, still 50-50 on the player base. We were introduced about a day or two ago that Bardock will be our next starter deck, and he'll be introducing the black color. I've spoken to Sergio and Clay both previously about black, but we haven't really got into depth, so I wanted to see their thoughts and see if anything that comes from Masters could possibly come into Fusion World, and if it's the same thing, what we can expect to see coming forward. Clay, I know you have experience with Masters. What is Black's playstyle, and what does it do roughly?
So in Masters, at least in the way that it's been played for the majority of it, Black has always been used as a splashable engine. It's been played in any and all decks. There's quite a few generic Black cards that can be played in almost anything. Its main mechanic was the Warp Zone, which is very similar to like the Banishment from Yu-Gi-Oh! It was very kind of resource management based, where you could warp to warp for cost for a card to be played instead of outright paying the energy cost. But then when cards were in warp, they weren't locked away forever. A lot of the black cards still let you access those warp and bring it back. Another thing to mention is that a lot of the black cards with higher cost had a lot of option based effects too, where it was pick one of these things, and there's like 4 or 5 things. Like there's a big blue smoke dragon that had like 4 effects. It could like whiteboard. It could remove 4 cards and draw 2. There was a lot of cool stuff that it could do.
Or the negative energy Dragon Balls.
Yes, or the negative energy Dragon Balls, which bounced off the regular black Dragon Balls, which, not going to lie to you, kind of hope we see a Shenron leader again at some point, because that Dragon Ball deck was crazy. Searching all 7, Awakening to Wish in the game was absolutely wild. So I think that was really cool.
That's a crazy mechanic. Hopefully later on in Fusion World we get that. Sergio, what's your experience with Black in Masters?
Well, what you're hoping is, or like what we can expect, is more of like the off-brand Dragon Ball stuff, like GT. I don't know if they'll do it in Fusion World, but in Masters, they were doing like Dragon Ball Heroes and like AF type stuff, like all that stuff that's not really canon.
Yeah,
but you know.
People still love.
That makes sense.
Love that.
Yeah,
like God Trunks. That was the last Black leader I played was Super Saiyan God Trunks.
Oh, that's crazy. There's been rumors that we'll be getting Daima in Fusion World, which is that new anime that we're getting.
The little pink guy, right?
No,
it's the one where it's like GT again, where they're all younger, but it's like not just Goku's younger, like everybody is younger.
Yeah. It's like after, I think it's like post Super, because there's the scenes where like it's Goku being Super Saiyan Blue, and then like he gets younger. R.I.P.
The little pink guy is Sandland, right?
Yeah. That thing's doing really well too. But back to Fusion World, what do you think? We've already seen the booster set for 3. It's GT, it's Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're starting hype. For all the GT fans out there, it looks like we're going to get GT set. What are some leaders that you think we'll get who are probably from Masters that were black?
I mean, the most popular, you're going to get the most popular GT characters, Super 17, Shenron, Omega Shenron. You'll probably get, Sin Shenron as well.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think
Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
Yeah, my favorite Masters Black leader that I never really got to play a lot with was the front side was Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku and Vegeta, and the awakened side was Vegito. And so
cool.
I didn't really get to play with it a lot, and I know the Patora stuff still kind of happened in that deck, and so I really hope we do get to see the Super Saiyan 4 Vegito since we got the what's the other fusion?
Zamasu. We got Zamasu this past set, and we got a lot of Potara traits.
The Xeno guys. Xeno Super Saiyan 4 Zamasu or Vegito.
Oh,
that'd be fun.
The Xeno characters.
That would be fun. It's crazy. And I'm a huge fan of Super 17. I don't know why. He thought
It's cool.
it was cool.
It's cool. It's a change of an old character.
Yeah,
We like
Yeah.
for sure.
And then Baby, of course.
Oh,
Baby.
we could hold off on Baby.
I mean, it was a big part of the series.
It was.
So,
It was.
Was Baby in Masters?
Yeah.
Yeah, to some extent. I don't think Baby ever had a leader that was
Yeah, it
like
was,
super like overwhelming.
Nah.
But I think it definitely was a deck that it's like if
think
you
there
really
was a-
liked the show and you really liked Baby, you could build it.
I think there was like a grade 8 Baby leader.
That sounds right.
Oh, okay.
That was a long time ago though.
Yeah.
We have to think about that.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. No, but hopefully Black doesn't overwhelm the Fusion World community.
I mean, my hope is that it revitalizes the community because a lot of the players have gotten sour after set 2 because it's all TOPKU. People are
Yeah.
tired of TOPKU. It's like the meta is like super unhealthy.
Oh, speaking of TOPKU, I think we're supposedly getting a ban list soon.
Yeah.
What are y'all thoughts on it? Do you think TOPKU should get banned, or do you think we should restrict or ban some of its characters that it has in its deck?
I mean, it's definitely the Kefla.
It is.
Like
That's
I feel
the
like
problem.
that's the biggest problem in the deck.
Well, that and I think Goku's effect is what pay 1. And so that's not a lot to pay to kind of do all this crazy board spam stuff. So it's, well, I think we had talked about it previously. They're not going to errata the Goku.
It's cheaper
No.
to just
It's cheaper to go, hey, you can only play one Kefla, or hey, don't play any Keflas.
I mean, it's just Kefla being able to play something
Yeah.
for free. It's like she's doing the Goku's leader's effect for free, you know, and it's
crazy.
like,
For one, you could play.
and then you're drawing a card, which means you're only negging 1.
And like we've seen in Bandai and other Bandai games like One Piece,
Oh.
Great Eruption, you can't have a cost to minus a card and draw a card because then it gets busted and people get upset. For one. It's very
For
similar to Goku.
and that's also something I just experienced against the Ginyu player I just played. He gets to restand his board, but he has to pay 3 and
Right.
ditch 2. So comparing that to TOPKU, it does seem a lot more free, and that is
Yeah,
crazy.
and I think with Ginyu, you have to balance your energy very, you have to be very mindful of your energy because, sometimes it's cheaper to just play another Raccoon for 3 and let him play another card for 2 and have 2 attacks, than pay the 3 and only restand 2 more Ginyu to swing twice. So it's like, it's very much what's best for the situation. And sometimes in the Ginyu deck, like if you can pay 3 and you can ditch 2 cards to swing again, you're either going to win that turn or you're so far ahead of your opponent that it's like it's just kind of salt in the wound.
You're not gonna miss the cards.
Yeah, whereas like with TOPKU, it's like it's 1. Like I can even
guess
if you have
I'll
to
do
hard
it.
play Kefla, like even the hard play to play another card like that for free is just so good.
Yeah, because what is she, a 3? She's a 3.
She's a
3,
4.
4,
She's a 4
yeah.
Oh,
She's a
that's-
4.
But she's also 4 10K combo, right?
Oh yeah.
No. She.
Or is that the critical?
I'm gonna look it up.
No. Hey, Hydro. Is Kefla a 10K combo or a 5?
Yes, that's
She's
crazy.
10K combo.
She's statted out crazy. That's all I'm saying.
And then she gets +5 if your leader's awakened.
She should be
which-
a 0 combo. Yeah, she should be a 0 combo.
Oh yeah.
For that
definitely.
effect,
it's too good. Like what if you're at 5, which by the time you're at 5 energy, your leader's already awakened. You're ready to go. You play a Kefla, play something off the Kefla, and that leader effect, play another Kefla, play something else off the Kefla.
It's nuts.
It is
That's 4 cards on board.
Yeah, it's a
off
problem.
of one. But I appreciate y'all speaking to our audience about Masters and y'all thoughts on TOPKU. Do y'all have anything else y'all want to share? Maybe in the future for Fusion World, what y'all want to see?
For Fusion World in general, if we're comparing it to Masters, I would really like the sets to have the special rarity types within the sets. In Masters, as it got on, every set had like a special rare and sort of special rarity that looked a little bit different than other sets. Not every set, I guess, had it, but quite a few did.
Would you compare that to like the One Piece game right now that we're getting like treasure rares?
Yeah, like very similar to
NFTs?
treasure rares,
okay.
but it was called something different. And like my favorite one was when the Vegito deck was really big, and there was like a Super Saiyan 4 Broly and there was a Trunks, and it was the Dragon Ball Heroes Goku, like just like it was like a shattered foil. They all looked like really mad.
I have that in my
yeah, like I
collection.
love all that. Like it was just, and those cards weren't necessarily like the best cards,
But they were good collectibles.
but getting like a couple of boxes was like, oh cool, like something I could throw in the binder and someone might want to pick up, or just hollow out your deck a little bit different. So I would like to see maybe a little bit of a shift in like additional rarities, like the treasure rare, maybe just one or two a set.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm going to the player side because that was collector
Yeah.
talk. On the player side, I just hope it doesn't have like some of the typical Bandai problems that Bandai has with some games, where like Digimon right now is a very like the new set is the best set. Like you have to build the new decks to compete at all. Like I like that One Piece has been able to stay relatively healthy with its formats.
Yeah.
Like OP1 Zoro is still
viable.
very viable.
Even Red Green Law,
Red Green Law is still
games.
very playable. Like, I mean, Whitebeard is still playable even after it fucking got buried in the ban list and then brought back to life.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think Bandai just needs to
Find that little
do more
balance.
product testing, like be more open with the community.
And I wonder how many like players actually have come in and look at the cards
Yeah.
and like help design the cards before it goes out. Because if it's just Bandai employees, are they really looking? When we get to set 7, are they looking back to set 1 and 2 and going, okay, if we make this leader, are we going to bust any of these cards that already came out, or is it going to be very balanced? Because like with Yu-Gi-Oh, it's not like that where
God.
you were on set, I don't know, 50 or something, right?
Yeah.
Probably way more than that. And then a card comes out and you're like, oh, cool, a set from like 2004. There's 2 commons that I can play in this deck now that are summonable easily. And so like I wonder
But
if they have that like conversation with players.
yeah, I mean, I would hope so because like, the thing that I didn't like that they did this set was like, they made this set like for this set. Like everything in the set was for this set, and like there's a couple cards you could splash in from set 1, but like it was like everything was like locked to
To
this.
this set, yeah.
So, I mean, you could play like the old Gokus, but like they weren't getting all the benefits that you could have gotten
Right.
and stuff like that. Like the secret Goku from set 1, it's like it's such a cool concept for a card.
Yep.
But like TOPKU doesn't need it, so why buy it?
Yeah, and I think we've also seen, not that we're all in this game to make money, but we also see that like the market's healthy in the fact where we can go and buy cards for pretty cheap. But then it's like, why would I spend on release $100 to $120 on a box? Because that's what the inflated costs are.
Yeah.
When I won't ever get $100 out of that box unless I pull a leader, and even then, all the leaders now are under 100. I think Cell may be the most expensive, at like 80.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
TOPKU hit like 86.
Yeah, so I think they were all 100 something before it got released, but now that it's can I make my money back on the box? Because if not, I won't buy these sealed products. I think a lot of other players will think the same.
Bro, I mean, like I'm playing Gohan right now, and I'm playing with the new 5-drop Gohan and the new 3-drop Trunks. On release, 3-drop Trunks was $40. I was like, I'm gonna hold off on it a little bit. We'll see what happens. Now, it's $5
Yep.
for 5-drop Trunks,
Oh.
and I just bought my set for $20.
Even alts are cheap. Like it's nice. You can alt your deck out in this game, and it's like you may drop $100, but that's not.
But like,
bad.
it's not. I don't think it's like the card is not good, or it's like
No.
it's just TOPKU is like so over the meta that these other colors don't really matter.
They really don't. You see the diagrams for tournaments, and it's like.
I mean, the last one was
80%
all
top
red.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
like 75% TOPKU,
And
like
then
25
like
beers.
Beerus, yeah. Like
I was like,
top 8s aren't fun anymore because it's like, okay, learn the mirror match, and whoever sees Keflin's
mirror
first
matches are
wins.
so boring.
Mirror
I
matches are
fucking
boring.
hate mirror matches, man. Like,
And see, that's why I kind of hope this next set, maybe we hit TOPKU a little bit on the ban list, and then we get maybe Majin Buu this next set, which I would really like.
Yeah.
And then we get the black. Because, I mean, they did Frieza, Cell. We got to have Majin Buu next. It makes sense.
Fair.
And hopefully it's a blue deck if everything goes to plan. Maybe yellow. But I'm excited for that. And then for black, maybe we can revitalize some of this player base. Because even locals, I feel like some people are very spotty because they're like, this is not.
I mean, our
crazy
local scene is like it's pretty healthy.
Pretty alright,
like,
yeah.
because we only have like two TOPKU players, and like
And if they don't see Keflis and they get
Yeah.
7th out of 8, I'm just going to toss that out there.
yeah. So I mean, I hope set 3 brings life back into the other sets too, because
Yeah.
like I don't want set 3 to be the
just set
just
3.
the best set.
Yeah.
Like you have to buy into the set to play. I want the Android leader to get support. I want
I really want a good
I
Android.
want Cell
We
to
need
get
a
more
lot
support.
of. We need if you're gonna have androids that get rid of energy out of here. We need a faster ramp that's not Doctor Whatever's lab.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna have to have some kind of better ramp fast and ditch fast. Like it is what it's gonna have to be.
So I mean, because like right now, like a lot of the green decks don't really have an identity of their own. Like you do play a couple of the cards that are for the deck, but most of the time it's like play Broly, play Android 7 and 8.
Yeah, ramp to 6, ramp to
Ramp
8.
to 6, play four gigantic meteors so you could 25k boost.
That card is so
It's
good.
like it's like the same formula, just changing up like 2 or 3 cards to fit the deck.
Yeah.
And like it's boring, man. I want to see more like engine based decks.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, that'd be cool.
I think that's something that brought me closer to Cell. Like, yeah, despite having like the Broly skeleton, you know, you get to play Cell Games Arena, Cell Juniors. You get to play at 8 cost, and then some of them.
That's it, right?
That's about it. Yeah.
It's just
We'd
3
like more
cards
Cell
when,
games.
when there's so much Cell stuff that came out
The
this set.
town.
The what was it?
Super Kamehameha. Like
Yeah.
just
No,
like-
what was the Terror and Tiki
Yeah,
Town,
the
something
town.
like
The
that?
terror.
That is such a cool concept of a card. You ramp as many humans as you have on board onto your energy. Like,
But how many humans are you playing every?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so it's, I mean,
it's very spotty. But again, maybe by set like 4 or 5, we'll get some like one-off cards like you're saying. Like maybe every set will like, here's a couple of humans, here's an android, here's a whatever, and just a generic card that can be splashed in. Maybe.
Krillin leader.
And I think we can hold off on a Krillin leader for now.
yeah, I think we can wait on that.
I think we should have like a set, like maybe set 5, where it's like all of Gohan's buddies. Like Tien gets a leader, Yamcha gets a leader.
Oh, like a Dragon Ball set. Like,
yeah, like literally like
Oh.
Dragon Ball, like OG Dragon Ball, where it's
Yeah.
like, what's the crane guy? Like maybe he has a deck where it's like him and his disciples or pupils, whatever. Like, that'd be cool.
General Town.
We don't have an old school Roshi leader yet.
We
We
don't.
don't have any old school Roshi. I don't think right now.
Do we have Red
Tournament
Ribbon
Power.
stuff?
I don't think we have any. Do we have any OG Dragon Ball stuff?
No,
I don't think we
so.
do. Now that we're talking
The
about
only
it,
thing
I don't think we do. Flying Nimbus. Oh man, you were Flying Nimbus in Masters. Negate the attack,
Such a good
then
counter.
you get something else. For
I mean,
for one.
I'm kind of okay if they don't do counterattacks. It was the counter phasing in Masters was so
It was trash.
like
Now it's trash.
it was so bad. There was counter plays, counters, counter attacks. It was too much.
It's a lot. We have a while till we get there. Now, will we get there? I don't know. This game does feel it's quick and it feels good, but it's not overwhelming. Well, I'm not swinging for quadruple strike.
Yeah.
Like, not yet, at least.
Huh. Amanda?
Yeah. If you watch this.
So yeah, I mean, I have high hopes for Black. It was a fun mechanic and
Yeah. Warp was
in
fun.
Masters
Being able to
being able to play cards for free.
Yeah, warping and then still having access to use them to combo and pulling back, and even if it's putting them back in the bottom of the deck or in the deck, so you can then later on maybe search them. Like, yeah, I think it's
So-
gonna be good.
That sounds like a cool concept, and I'm excited for it.
I mean, I hope they try to stick with a little bit of the master skeleton. I hope they don't just go like, okay, so Black is gonna be now like just stunning your board or KOing your board or something like that.
It needs to be different from the other 4 colors.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, here's to hoping.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for GT.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
GT is
Super Saiyan 4 leader.
Yep.
I'm hoping that the cover art is a leader. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
I think it looks like
It
a
should
leader
be.
art.
I mean, I think every of the other ones have been. So.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
a leader
All the
art.
Gokus.
Yep.
I'm
so-
excited for Bardock.
It's-
It's one of my
yeah.
favorite characters. I'm glad he's a starter deck leader. I hope he's playable because I'll play the fuck out of Bardock, bro.
I mean,
play-
most of our starter decks have been playable, so.
Yeah, I
hopefully-
mean,
A lot of cards in the starter decks have been good.
actually, every starter deck leader was actually a pretty good deck.
You could buy 2 of those starter decks, put them together, and you have a pretty decent
Yeah.
deck overall. Maybe a little bit less for the Goku leader because it's not as
No,
strong.
starter coup like in set 1, starter coup was
it was
better
good,
than,
but I feel
better
like-
than U7.
I feel like right now, like out of those 4, I would either play probably Broly
Or Frieza?
Frieza. I think Frieza, honestly.
Yeah, Broly or Frieza. Broly because it's big
Yeah.
and it has the 8 drops, and then Frieza because it's just a good strategy.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Well, thank you again, guys, for stopping by and discussing. Make sure you guys stick around for our other videos. Like, share, and subscribe. Till next time.
Later.
Peace.